Okay, so if I was teaching crutches to go up the stairs, what would I tell my patient how to do it? So the first thing actually you should do is ask your patient if they have railings at home. This is where I'm kind of a stickler, and if you don't ask your patient, then I'm probably going to tell you they only have a railing on one side. If there's a railing on both sides at home, how do you teach your patient how to go up and down the stairs? My right side's affected. I'm using crutches. Can they reach? Well, they need their, even if they could, they need their device probably when they get to the top of the stairs, right? So if I'm right side affected, I have the railing available to me on both sides. How am I going to go up the stairs?
Your which side?
My right side is affected. I'm non-weight bearing. So the railing on the right side.
So you're using the railing as your second crutch?
Yeah, so we're going to get up to the stairs. What do I do with my second crutch?
Turn it over to the, with the other
How do I hold it?
together.
Like this?
No, it's the...
So you can do it this way. If your patient is comfortable, you have two options. You have this, or you have this. So usually if your patient has smaller hands,
perpendicular.
you'll need to do the T position here. If they have large enough hands and they feel comfortable doing it this way, then this is fine. So, how do we go up the stairs? What's our little acronym or gas? So G is what?
Good.
So good leg goes up first. Are you going to say good on the practical?
No, unaffected.
Unaffected, left in this situation.
Or you can just say left, right.
You can say left, right, that's fine. So G is good. What is A? Affected, and then device. Especially in a non-weight bearing scenario, it's okay to do them together. So why do we go up with the good leg first?
Basic support.
So let's just say I was weak. Why would I not want to go up with this one? Yeah, you might. So more weight needs to go through the lead leg going up the stairs. So very important. You don't need to demo the entire way up the stairs. You can show a couple steps. Another area where I'm a stickler with stairs is when they get to the top. You need to demo to them. We're going to go all the way up to the top of the stairs. We are going to have the device on both sides. And then we're going to take, ideally, if we're going to the other side, a wide turn. I, as the therapist, am going to come up onto the landing with you, get into position. You're going to wait here. I'm going to make my way around you and get below you before we start going down. So you will tell your patient that, and then you will tell them on the way down, I'll be standing in front of you. How are we supposed to cue our patient for stepping on the stairs?
Stick first.
Well, as far as patient movement relative to therapist movement. So if we're going down the stairs, who moves first?
Therapist goes down.
Yeah, the therapist wants to make sure they're far enough down that the patient will then switch over. Down is what? Sag. So S is sticks, right? Make sure you don't get confused and think S is strong. So the device first, and then the affected, and then the strong. So why do we go down differently than?
You're using it as a crutch basically from one side to the other.
Yeah, but again, the leg that's doing the most work going down is the trail leg. So I need to have good eccentric control. So if I was weight bearing and this was my affected side and I try to bring my good leg down, again I might. So just understanding the strength requirements there. So again, at the top, make sure you demo the turn at the top and explain that part, because you will lose points if you don't explain it, even if you end up doing it. Now let me have a patient. I'm going to be holding the gate belt from behind you going up the stairs. You are going to step first. I will step after you, and then you will step again. If I have to cue you to stop during, we will. But in general, that's how we'll be stepping. This is the worst application of the gate belt ever. And then, how do you feel comfortable holding the crutches on your left side? Do you want to hold them in a T position, or do you want to hold them both? Okay. So, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, you don't have to stand the patient up. You can start in your start position here. I asked him, he has a railing on both sides, so we're going to go to the top, go to the other side, and come back down. So you're going to go ahead and lead with your unaffected leg first, and then you're going to bring the device and your foot up together onto the same step that you're on here. My inside hand should be on the gate belt, and my outside hand should be on his shoulder here. Because if he falls towards the railing's there. So I want to have support on the outside here. So we're going to go ahead and go up with your unaffected leg, and then you can go up with those together. Very good. And we're going to continue in that fashion. Go ahead. Let's get the device down. Thank you. Good. Get the device down. Good. And then you can bring both the device back into your right hand. We're going to do a wide turn. We're going to come all the way up onto the landing. Very good. I'm going to stay here, kind of like our normal gait training. And then you can go ahead, pause right there for the patient. I'm going to come around. Now I'm going to switch so that again I'm on the outside here. You can switch and bring the device to your other side. Okay, very good. To make it less awkward, you can also have them hold on to the railing and switch the device before. So I'm going to be here. Coming downstairs, if I lose contact, that's okay because he's going to come back into me when he steps down. So you're going to head and you're going to go down with the device first, and then the unaffected leg. Good. Good. So make sure you're swinging your unaffected leg down with the device. Very good. So bring the leg. Yep, there we go. Good. Good, there we go. So why do I not want him to have his trail leg behind him as he's coming down? Yeah, it could hit, it could get stuck. So I was cueing him along the way when I was seeing deviations. So if they're not doing what you want, that's okay. Patients don't always do what you want, but it's your job. If you need to stop them to correct it, that's okay. I'm tall, so I was able to keep my hand on his shoulder the whole time. I was choosing to just step down. Actually, I was switching my feet. So you have options. You can be up here, and you can step, and always keep your same foot. You can do one step and switch. That's up to you, whatever is most comfortable. You guys are walking backwards downstairs. I want you to feel as safe as possible as you can while doing that. Let's go back to the top step. We just got to the top of the stairs here. The reason so say now he only had a railing on one side in particular, and we're going to come back down. Go ahead and turn for me, patient. You're going to turn around, and we're going to go back down on this side. See how this is kind of like awkward, like I'm spinning my patient around, now switch your device side. There's a lot that could go wrong right here, which is why you have to go up onto the landing with your patient. So go ahead and turn again, you can put your foot down. So if we're on the same side, we only have the railing on one side, you are still going to bring your device, the other device into your right hand. You're going to step forward onto the landing, and then you can go ahead and turn towards the rail. And then you can bring the device back into your right hand. Hold on to the railing for me, and then I'll come back down. And then we would proceed going down just how we did before. Come on down. So that would be a non-weight bearing with 2 crutches. Easier would be the cane. What is my patient's weight bearing status if we're using a cane?
Weight bearing is tolerated. Full weight bearing.
Full weight bearing. If he's weight bearing as tolerated, we are probably using bilateral devices, right? Because that's like your 3-point modified technically. Once you've started working with a weight bearing as tolerated, if they're bearing full weight, then you might be able to do this. But again, this is kind of, you probably would have done some gait training with the patient before jumping to stairs. But just for keeping things consistent, weight bearing as tolerated, still think bilateral devices for now. So he's fully weight bearing. So one side is just weak or affected, so that side would stay on the rail. So you can put that foot down. You're just weak. You're not bearing weight. Everything else is going to be the same. I got my outside hand on his shoulder. You're going to go up with your unaffected left leg first, and then you would do the foot next, and then the device, or you can do them together. So we're going to go left foot, and then right and cane together. Left, right and cane together. Left, good. Left, left, left. Okay, he started going a little quick on me, so if we had more stairs to go, I would ask him to slow down. And then again, the turning would be the same. I would go all the way up with my patient. If we were going to the other side, we would come all the way around. If we were going down the same side, we would. So now patient, go ahead and wait. Allow me to get into position. And then this time, I'm going to kind of take a wide. So if you're a little bit shorter, you might need to take a really wide stance so that you're not in your patient's way. But now you can go ahead and step down with your right leg and the cane first. And then left leg, and now I'm going to step down. Very good. So for me, this feels awkward because I'm like super close to him and I don't need to be. You can bring your left leg down. But if you're short and you're having a hard time, so again, for me, I'm going to be better off being down here. Good, step. And then I'm going to step down, wait, thank you. Now you can go ahead and step. So again, this is the most ideal, is me being that full step down, so we're not like super close and uncomfortable. You can bring the left down. Okay. Very good. Any questions? Left side. So I would want to turn it this way. So the flat side gets up to the stairs. I do not want the wide side because you kind of like lean in back this way. So I would be here. So I would actually do
strong side,
strong, and then together. Strong, together. If I do it separately, it's strong, affected. But that usually feels kind of weird. So strong, together.
and you want the wide side behind you.
The wide side is out, the straight side is right up on.
And then coming down, it's out front.
Same thing. So if I'm coming down the stairs, we went up this way, coming down. So now I'm going down with my, what first?
The stick first, and then the wide part out. Yeah.
Affected and unaffected. Stick, affected, unaffected.
Stick, affected, unaffected.
This feels a little less weird if you're doing them separately, but you can also do them together. And again, this device is a little short for me, so it would feel a little bit better. Actually, it's easier. All right, let's go. And then, so say I only have the railing on one side. My right side is affected, but I only have the railing on the left side. Like, this is the only railing I have at home. So what do I do?
It's on the wall, yeah.
Go that way. So I can keep it on my affected side. That's a great idea. Railings on my affected side. Wait, good light first? That's a bit of Is that really what I do? No, you just have to do it this way. Your hand should still be on the outside, especially now, because now the affected side is away from the rail. So therapist would be here. Who wants to help me up the stairs? Is this where you want me? Yeah, you want to be behind me. You're always below your patient on the stairs. All right, what do I do first? Okay, and then so if I'm going to do one first, it should be affected and then crutch, but I can do them together. Okay. All right, so keep leading me up the stairs. Unaffected and crutch. Unaffected and the crutch at the same time?
Unaffected. Unaffected, affected crutch.
Crutch up first?
Unaffected leg. Unaffected leg. Affected and crutch at the same time.
I only have the rail on this side.
Step up. Take a step forward. Keep going. Turn around. Wide turn. Other way, towards the left. Yeah. Hold, wait. Keep down. You let go of the patient.
Get that good teeth. Or double it.
So what should be first?
Eyes, unaffected, and unaffected.
My gate belt is very loose. Remember, make sure you're getting your footing down before I move. Okay? All right.